Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another live video for you today. Going to be a quick one. Hopefully it will be just about an hour, and then I'll be getting ready for Raw, where you can find, or you can join Miss and I free, like every Monday, 6 p.m. on truthfrequencyradio.com, where we will be the current, reigning, and undisputed #1 show on TFR on Monday nights from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific, 9 to midnight Eastern. So join me there tonight if you like, and if not, no big deal. Either way, up to you. So why am I doing this video today? We're going to be going through some recent comments on my channel, and just going to discuss some of them. And many people might be asking, why would you even discuss comments? Well, I think it gives me a chance to show some various people's opinions and then tell you mine. And that's basically all it is. As always, the following, everything I say from here on out, is an opinion, my opinion. And I'm free to my opinion just as you are free to yours. So I'm allowed to discuss why I'm disappointed in some people's opinions or comments, just as they're disappointed in whatever I'm doing. But we will discuss here what exactly it is that they're so disappointed in. So let's jump on over there. 1 second. Make sure we're on the right video. Yep. All right, so we're going to be starting off at my recent video. I call in to the Infinite Plane Society live show, IPS and Jeranism. So this was the other day. I basically was listening to IPS's show, called in to talk to him, and we had a little conversation. And I thought it was very good. Covered lots of topics, and obviously the same is not true of people who were watching. As you can see here, let's take a look at the thumbs up, thumbs down. 350 thumbs up to 135 thumbs down. So that's even a less than a 3-to-1 ratio. So let's see what some of these comments are and see if they're well-founded or not. So let's see here. First one is the one that I pinned myself, that just says, the thumbs up and thumbs down here are exactly what I say the issue is at 222.20, but it does no good to even discuss it. People are too blinded by lies to see the truth. Well, I will continue on as I have since day one. I speak my opinion in reality as I see it. You're free to have your beliefs. I'm free to have mine. And what I mean by that is the same as I've always said. From day one, I have simply voiced my opinion of how I see things, and that's all that I do. And so I will continue doing that. Nothing will change that. I'm not going to change my content based on what others say, nor am I going to change my content based on what comments say. But I do still see the importance of pointing them out. I don't know why I hear birds chirping. Maybe it's just me. You don't hear birds? Weird. All right, let's continue on from there. You'll see there's 6 replies to that comment. One good one here. Somebody cursing me out. Yeah, you Illuminati F. I'm 70 years old. I don't know, something. I don't know what they're talking about. Infinite Plane Society commented back. I don't understand why you even allow comments or votes on any of your videos. Well, and I see the point of that is because I don't either. To tell you the honest truth, I think people like to comment on videos, and I think it's good to give them a forum where they can do that. The votes, I just don't turn that stuff off because I don't see a problem. It tells me what people think of my video. If I had this off, maybe I wouldn't know what the thumbs up, thumbs down are. This tells me people have an issue with this video, which is disappointing. And that's why, I listened back to it and I thought, okay, what did I say wrong here? And I stand behind every word. And I think that it was a quality conversation with 2 people that are flat earthers. So that's why I had to do this video, because I don't see, this is disappointing to me. So continue down. This one says, Yeah, Jaron, make it like IPS and forbid anyone to go out of the scope of his agenda. Just give out wrenches, delete comments, and act like a dictator working as slaves for money. You know, again, people are free to their own opinion. In my opinion, it is absolutely okay for IPS to do whatever he wants on his channel. Who are you to say what he can or can't do? That's my opinion. So if you've got a problem with something I do on my channel, then bring that forward. But to say, yeah, Jaron, make it like IPS, forbid people. I never done that. So you're wasting your time by even typing on the comment section here. Let's look at the next comment here. Earth is flat, space is fake, and dinosaurs never existed. Have a good day. Then you'll see a bunch of comments that exist after that. You forgot about the nuke hoax, the meteorite hoax, Jesus hoax, precisely, Jesus. Okay, here we go. On and on. Now, I'm guessing, because I see some people saying prove dinosaurs, good luck. This person then comes on with Mark Armitage, has evidence of dinosaur tissue. Person says, love to see a link. This guy gives a link. Big dinosaurs were created by man. So let me just address that issue real quick, because I think many people have questions about the dinosaur issue. And my wife and I did a show on it on Raw. We talked about it. And one of the things that we didn't say was that dinosaurs never existed. Now, that might be some people's opinion. That's not my opinion. I never have said dinosaurs never existed. The story they tell us is not true. You know, lizards and reptiles never stopped growing. So before there were many humans, lizards grew very large. And they lived with humans, in my opinion. Again, I'm saying things in my opinion. I think based on animals that we see today, it's possible that large reptiles lived long ago. How long ago? I don't know, a few 10,000 years, 20,000, 30,000 years. No, nothing was extinct 67 million years ago, in my opinion. Again, if people want to believe that, they're free to have their own beliefs. They have found bones with soft tissue still present, which would, carbon date to less than 30,000, 40,000 years. And so science doesn't allow carbon dating of those bones. So you have to think that if dinosaurs didn't exist and they were lying about them completely, then they would just fake dinosaur bones. Like, we know that there has never been a full skeleton of a dinosaur ever found. So don't you think if we were just going to think that science lies completely about dinosaurs, that they would fake the complete skeleton? So the fact that they don't tells me that what they're finding are animal bones. They're not as old as they say, and that's why they don't allow them to be carbon dated, because carbon dating would bring them back to within 30, 40,000 years. So that's my opinion, is that the reason they don't allow you to date those bones is because they existed less than 30,000, 40,000 years ago. In that case, are they dinosaurs? Well, it depends on what you mean by dinosaurs. Do you mean exactly the ones they depict in the images and stuff? No, I don't believe that those dinosaurs existed. But to just think that there was no such thing as big animals? I mean, did you know that animals, like some mammals, never stop growing, like a kangaroo? So let's look at a kangaroo skull real quick. Okay, this is a kangaroo skull. Does that look like anything to you? Let's look at a T-Rex skull. So, now am I saying that kangaroos, ancient kangaroos, are T-Rex? No, but what I'm saying is there's animals that exist today that don't stop growing. Their bones don't stop growing with age. And if that exists, then how can you say that there wasn't animals before humans were all over the earth? That's another thing we'll look at real quick, just to show you how many animals there can exist on this earth. And we'll even look at the flat earth map and look at it. 1 second, I'm going to bring this up. And where's this one? Okay. All right, so we're looking at the flat earth map here. And you'll see I put a red line around the equator. Okay, so there's a red line circling the equator. And that line, if we had humans line up and we held hands. Okay, so we all held hands, we line up. Let's say there's 6.3 billion of us. We line up, we all hold hands. The line would go around the earth like that one time. Okay, it would actually go around 50-something times, 56 times, I believe. But imagine that each human only takes up 2.5 feet. So if you were to think about it, times that 56, that's only 100 and something feet. So figure that red line that I drew is less than 100 feet, obviously. Think of how tiny 100 feet would be on this map. And then realize that all the humans could line up in less than that red line. So I don't know if I'm making any sense, But if you picture all the humans on Earth lined up, holding hands, that every one of them on Earth would fit in much less than just that red line. I don't mean inside of it. I mean that actual red line. Okay, so there's a lot of room for animals to grow. And there was, when there was a billion people on Earth, then there would have been animals that would have grown quite large. And humans are very smart. So if there's a large T-Rex-like animal, and I don't even believe in T-Rex, but if there's a large animal, like a lizard, something like that, and it's posing a threat on humans, it would have been very easy for humans to get in a group of 10, say, you hide in that tree, you hide in that tree, you hide in that tree, I'll bait them in here, we'll shoot them with arrows and kill them. So those animals are no longer here. Are they dinosaurs? Well, it depends what you think of dinosaurs as. I think of them as being large animals who lived a couple thousand years ago. That's my opinion of dinosaurs. So just commenting on that, let's go back to the browser. So again, before somebody says Jaron thinks that T-Rexes used to be kangaroos, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying animals that look very similar to bones that they've found of dinosaurs exist now that don't stop growing. So why would we ever assume that in the past there wasn't such thing? I think that go look up some of the crocodiles that exist now. They're gigantic. And if you just think of these animals not being endangered by humans at all, say 20,000 years ago, well, then they would grow very large and people might consider them dinosaurs. Another thing, the fact that they, who knows what they've done with those bones they find. Maybe they try and make them into bigger animals and that's why we're missing bones. Who knows? Anyway, the point of that is you're free to your own beliefs about whether or not dinosaurs existed. But I don't see a reason why it's a big deal other than it clearly isn't something 67 million years ago. Clearly they can't date things that far. Clearly there's animal bones that have been found. Clearly they talked about dragons years ago. There's even reports of them finding them, all throughout history. Even in the future, in the past that's close. Like say 500 years ago. Of course, they tell you that no dinosaur was ever found until, I think it's middle of 1800s. But there's actually reports of dragon bones being found before that. So are those dinosaurs? Well, of course, that's what they would have thought they were. So I don't see the big deal. It's not important to worry about. And the whole point of this is, if I believe that dinosaurs existed and you don't, who cares? What difference does that make? My research, my evidence has led me to believe that there were big animals before us, before humankind even, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 years ago. And it happens to be that if you date these bones, some of them have soft tissue in them. And if you date the soft tissue, it comes back at less than 30,000 years old. So science says, no way. And the reason that guy brought up Mark Armitage is because he was fired after discovering a dinosaur bone with preserved flexible soft tissue. And he wrote an article about it to a peer-reviewed journal, and it wasn't allowed. And California State University refused to allow him to discuss his findings at all. And then when he tried to bring it up in class one time, they fired him. And so if you believe dinosaurs never existed, that's fine. But it just depends on how you define dinosaurs. If I find a skeleton of an old reptile, is that a dinosaur? In my opinion, I guess it would be. Now, if you're talking about, let's actually look at dinosaurs here, just for fun. And if you're talking about these ridiculous children creations or creations for children, let's look at this image here. Okay, did any of these dinosaurs exist? No. Sorry, I don't believe that this thing existed. These are all for children. And, I don't think this thing existed. They just look ridiculous. They're not even, there's really no animals that look like this with pointless nonsense going on in their bodies. But again, can I say for sure? No. It's just I don't pay any attention to them. It's not important to me. To me, it's just all part of a story that they want to tell. It's to scare you. It's to keep you in fear that, a big, gigantic meteor could hit us at any time and wipe out the Earth. And I've said this many times, said it on IPS's show. If that were the case, then there would be, oh, thank you. Awesome. Appreciate that. Now we get to watch them dance. All right, moving on. Let's see here. Back to the dinosaurs. No, if that was the case that we were in fear of a meteorite, well, then why doesn't NASA have a base on the moon? You know, they obviously can't go there. But these are the kind of things that make me know that we haven't been there. If we had, then there would be for sure some sort of base there with 50, 60 people there to make sure that we're never wiped out as a species. But they don't care about that. Look at this thing here. What is going on here? So if you believe in this, well, that's on you. I don't believe in this. So if you say, did this dinosaur exist? No. Look at this hat. Whatever the hell he's got on there. You know, this one here, did this dinosaur exist? No. In my mind, this is not an animal that I see in the world today for a reason, because animals don't look ridiculous like this with no reason to have a helmet like that or whatever the hell that thing's wearing. So anyway, and there's just, you can even say like a brontosaurus, if you've looked into them, it's not even physically possible for the heart to pump blood to the brain or to the mind. You know, this animal here, it's got too long of a neck, couldn't exist. So to me, those animals don't exist. But to say that just dinosaurs don't exist, well, again, what do you mean by dinosaurs? Are you talking about big reptiles? Big reptiles do exist. I can show them to you now in the swamps of the Nile River. So what do you mean by dinosaurs? If you're talking about big reptiles, well, big reptiles exist. So anyway, let's move on to the next comment section. This person says this IPS guy looks weird and suspicious. All right. And that's this guy's opinion, and he's welcome to that. But I don't think how somebody looks is really that important to me. A couple people like him. Let's continue on down to these comments here. All right. Where are we at here? The duck thumbnails make the whole flat earth movement look like a joke, but that's just my point of view. At least that person points it out. It's his point of view, and that's fine. I mean, if you go looking at solar system images, you'll find crazy videos of like dancing planets and crazy nonsense. Does that make the globe model look ridiculous? Well, I guess so, but it still doesn't mean that the people who make them aren't allowed to make them. It's on them. Next person says, this channel is done. Flat Earth shill, promoting a proven shill that doesn't sit well with people that can see through this crap. Well, that's fantastic for you. That if you've looked at IPS's stuff and you think he's a shill, fantastic. I look at it and I don't see that. So I go on and have a conversation with him, kind of in my way, running the old scientific method, passing some things by him, talking to him to find out for myself what I think of him. And yet you say this channel is done, I'm a Flat Earth shill? Why, for talking to someone? Good luck. Please unsubscribe. Alba Gamer. I hope I don't see you commenting on any more of my videos, because that means you're watching videos you shouldn't be. Let's see here what else we got. This person here, very good. This person says, why get into the shill garbage? Worry about yourself, because coming onto someone's video and calling out shill just shows the level of ignorance you have. Spend your energy on proving the world to the globe deceived where it needs to be, and stop calling people looking into the truth of shill because they don't believe in your views. Thank you for having a brain on your head. This Jesus Saves says, shill channel, duh. Yeah, and if it was just that one comment, it would be like, what are you going to do? But I mean, look at the likes after it. It's like 29 people read shill channel, duh, and clicked thumbs up. It's upsetting, but hey, people are allowed their own opinion, right? I like this person, says, wake the fuck up. Stop thinking people are shills and just start thinking for yourselves. Yeah, I mean, seriously, if you think I'm a shill, please unsubscribe. Please don't watch my videos. Please don't mention my name. If 2.5 years of the work that I've put in, over 270 videos, a weekly show for 3 hours where I'm discussing this, if that makes you think I'm a shill, get out. Get off my channel. Don't watch me anymore. Go watch somebody else. Enjoy the drama. Have fun. But please don't watch my channel. Let's see here else we got here. This person says, IPS lied, dude, on TV and everybody knows it. Again, the whole deal with that is, and if you just listen to people explain it, then you'll understand that he has a name that is not well associated with the flat earth. He's got a name that's associated with some less than bright and funny art that he's done. Okay, so that's his deal. He does art, and he knows that if people looked him up by name, that they would find this cryptic and sometimes dark art. So he doesn't want that. So what did he do? The first time around, he said he was Mark Sargent, so that when people go home and search, they find Mark Sargent. This time, what did he do? He went and put on the name of Matthew Powerland. Do I agree with what he did? No. If he would have used my name, I probably would have been upset too. I would have been like, dude, why'd you use my name? But again, to just say that means he's a shill and he lied, dude. He lied, dude. Well, even he says he doesn't agree with things that he does. We all have mistakes. I'm sure if he had to do it again, he wouldn't. So get over it. It's over. It's done. And people who now see that news story are going to look up and find Matthew Powerland, which I don't have a problem with. Matthew Powerland woke me up. His, picture or painting, his comedy routine, his conversations with his ex-girlfriend on that couch, all were very important to my coming to this realization. This person says, well, Matthew Boylan does have a problem with it. You would too. And again, I don't disagree with that. That I probably would have told him, like, hey, dude, why would you use my name? What would have been better is to say, oh, my name is, I go by IPS, but people should check out Mark Sargent, Matthew Boylan, Flat Earth Asshole. Doing it that way probably would have been better. But again, it's him. He did it. It's over. I don't think that means he's a shill. Why would somebody point out Matthew Boylan and Mark Sargent and be a shill? Makes no sense. Says, so anyone can steal your identity and you're cool with it. I don't think he stole anybody's identity. Did he gain a credit card or a apartment complex rental application with the name? Kind of confused what you're talking about. He's a flat earther. He put up a flat earth billboard, and then he called himself another flat earther's name. So that's not stealing your identity. And if people go looking it up, well, they're going to find Matthew Boylan and his channel and his stuff and his t-shirts and his ideas and his videos. I don't see the big problem there. Let's see here. Jaron, why not you too? So explain yourself. And then the 26 thumbs up with it. Explain yourself. Not you too. Not me. What? What? Because I talked to somebody? You need to explain yourself. Ryan Polacek. What are you talking about? What? Why not you too? What did I do? Explain that to me. Lori Gale. Big ups, big respect for Lori Gale. Let's see where she goes with this one. I was always a sub and always enjoyed your shows and work, and I am disappointed beyond words to hear you on this show. Disappointed beyond words that I'm talking to someone else. Okay, Lori. I can say I had big respect for you. I thought you had an open mind. I thought you were... I've watched you before. You went on Jed Skeptic's chats, and I understood why, and you were able to see the problems when channels were kind of going down the wrong roads. But for the most part, you had an open mind. You were free to talk to people. You talked to Jeff Stewart. You talked to Jed Skeptic. I'm the same way. As I've got an open mind, I'm able to hear everyone's opinions, and I'm able to form my own and continue on my channel. Yet you say, I am just shocked. This guy is so suspect. I'm just so shocked you don't see it. You were the first Flatter channel I followed. I really liked you. Good luck in your endeavors. Hope you wake up to the truth of this guy. So you just said that this guy is so suspect, followed by hope you wake up to the truth of this guy. So which one is it? Is it that you find him to be so suspect, or that you have some sort of truth about him that has not been released? Again, I don't even know what either of those have to do with me talking to him. So from now on, I can't talk to anybody that anybody else finds suspect. Doesn't make sense to me, or the 23 people that thumbs up that. Let's see here. And there's Infinite Plane Society telling you to call him. Call me. Don't be a little gossip. You're bigger than that. This is as live as it gets, folks. I have not read any of this, so hopefully there's nothing too bad in here. But Infinite Plane Society, little gossip. Have you not read the comments on this video? What made you single me out? Was it the communications course you took while in Scientology? Was it there that you learned the fair game policy? Was it there you learned how to lock down your chat with people who only agree with you? I have seen your kind before many times, and if you think you're going to interest me into speaking with you so you can try your techniques on me, forget it. I know much about how things like Scientology work, and it seems you took lessons seriously, even Hubbard's saying about it. If you want to get rich, start a new religion. Don't hold your breath, and while you're at it, you can add a few more names here from the comments of your book of trolls. Also, something learned from your cult you admit to being part of. Jaren is a great guy. I can write through you, however. I guess she means see right through you. Again, I don't understand. I trust myself to have a conversation with somebody and determine whether or not there's somebody that is worthy of having that conversation. And to me, if you go back and listen to the entire 3-hour chat that we have, we brought up great topics. We talked about the flat earth. We discussed some issues in and around it and how the globe is false and why it's important that we end the teaching of children the way that they're taught now as soon as possible. I don't see a problem. Again, if you wanted to comment on my video and say, hey, Jaren, great conversation, liked what you said, but have my doubts about IPS. To me, that would have been something that made sense. To say what you did say doesn't make sense to me. How do you not see this, Jaren? Well, see what? I don't understand what you mean. See what? If what I do is I apply the scientific method on people that I see around. If I need to talk to them, I go talk to them, have a conversation with them, bounce some stuff off of them. I thought it was interesting, one thing with IPS, that I asked him about autonomous cars, and he thought that it would be coming to fruition. I'm one person who thinks that's a complete and total scam. I don't think there'll ever be autonomous cars. I think that it's all meant to make you feel like you're dumb, that cars need to do your business for you, when it doesn't even make logical sense. Who's going to insure vehicles that are driven by no one? And who's going to get behind the wheel of a car, or I guess it would be behind the controls, or I don't even know how they would work. But if they want me to be guilty of murder, then they'll just go have it run into somebody's house and kill somebody. So why the hell would I ever let a car be responsible for my driving? Sorry, if I'm driving, I'm responsible. And just like when you get in your car and there's people with you, you probably turn to them and say, hey, put on your belts, put on your seatbelts, because you know that you're responsible for the people in your car. So why anybody in this world thinks that at any point somebody is going to be okay with getting in a car and just saying, all right, computer, drive me here or there. Well, I don't think that'll ever happen. And I voiced that in the conversation. And again, I don't see a problem with anything I said. Let's continue. Oh, and also you mentioned what he does in his chat. So I think I've heard him describe it before, and I don't do that in my chat. You can see now there's not people with wrenches galore. But if you if you owned a movie theater, okay, people are all allowed to go there and they're allowed to pay to watch the movie. We know that. Do you want to allow people into the movie that are going to yell and scream and throw popcorn at the screen? That are going to antagonize and bug the people sitting in and around your movie theater? Or would you, as the owner of that movie theater, say, time out, I'm going to allow these other people that understand the rules of a movie theater to sit quietly, to eat by yourself, to not bother the other patrons, and since you can't follow that rules, you're out. Get out of here. Is that not what goes on in the world today? Do you think that the world would be a better place if movie theaters allowed whatever people wanted to do? Of course not. That's not the way that a movie theater works. It's not going to do very well if it just allows people to come in. No, I'm going to bring my barbecue pit, cook up some steaks over here in the corner while I watch my movie. Well, no, that's ridiculous. If I want to do that, then I can go to my house and I can barbecue steaks by myself. If I want to exist in the society where I go to a movie theater, then you have to follow the rules of the movie theater. So, do I agree with his particular rules? Well, no, not necessarily. I don't think that it's the best way to have a chat to where you only have an echo chamber. Then again, it's not my channel. So, if somebody came to my channel and said, Jaren, I don't like the way that you make videos. I don't like your intro. Well, too bad. Then go make your own videos. Go do your own chat. But, by being here, you're kind of agreeing to whatever I'm doing. So, this person says, oh, he got me too. It's the lack of control he can't handle, and being he wants to be the authority in flat earth. When has he ever said he wants to be the authority in flat earth? Wow, that's crazy. He's never once told me, Jaren, do this. Jaren, say this. And I can make videos about whatever I want. So how does he want to be the authority in Flat Earth? Makes no sense. Also, his sub count went down, not up, and he can't get any more. I feel jealous, though. He didn't send me his phone number. Whatever. Tell bro you need a hot chick on your channel so you can grow like Mark Sargent did when he was a nobody. Makes sense. I mean, these people are just sad, jealous people, I think. I mean, I can't even... this person... Oh, and Michael, IPS is unflappable. Let's see. What is going on with that? Sorry, my dog is going crazy. We're going to find out why he's not happy with somebody at the door.
People don't start acting mature in that chat. We should, like, turn off chat. It's not...
I don't care. Yeah, and let's see. Pair of shills. Thanks, Dex. Again, and 24 people thumbs up. Pfft. So sad. The great thing is, and this is the point that, was this, maybe people will say, well, was this even necessary to have this hangout or this show right now, Jern? My point is, I'm not going to change the way that I am because of what anybody says. So it doesn't matter if the thumbs up, thumbs down are 0 to 1,000, and every comment says, Jaren, you're a shill. Good for you. Your research is terrible. Your evidence is none. And I will continue to voice my opinion on how I see the world and how I see reality around me on my channel. And if you don't like it, take a hike. Period. It's not going to change. See here. Well, I was a sub. Then you gave IPS your time. Well, then you're a lost cause. I hope that you are unsubbed, and the 20 people who thumbs that up. It makes no sense to me. Because I spoke to another human, now you don't subscribe to me. If that makes sense to anybody, you also unsub. Get out. It's sad. It's just disappointing. I don't know what other word to use besides disappointing. If we are ever going to move forward, if we're ever going to get to a place where we expose the lies of the government and the people that have held everyday people like you and I, everyday people, I think that we're all everyday people. Everybody who's commenting on my videos, everyone who watches my videos, we're just everyday people. And we've been held down for hundreds of years by an elite who have taught us to fight between ourselves, who have taught us to not look above us and say who's holding us down, who's in charge of the money system, who's keeping us poor, who's putting out the media, who's keeping racism in the news every day, who is causing strife, who is introducing hate and disdain for other people, who's doing that and stopping them. Instead, just like monkeys, they do exactly what the elite want. Everybody in this chat, besides the people so far that I've pointed out, made good comments, are a product of exactly what I'm fighting against. I'm fighting against the elite that are teaching people to act like these people are. Alba Gamer, again, I thought I told you to get out. Oh, sorry, guess you're still on. Jeranism, time is up. He's a paid troll and should be ignored and unfollowed by all true flat earth people. Okay, great. That's your opinion. And just like I don't tell you to go unfollow him or to follow him, I just tell you subscribe. Subscribe to him. If you don't want to, don't. So that's fine. I don't have a problem with people's opinion. If that's your opinion, so be it. Let's see here. Got loads of free time now. Been banned off Twitter. Hard to write comments here. Also, just uploading a forum of all free thinkers as we speak. Spread the word. It's going to be big. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Pretzels and Beer just said, keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't worry about the haters. Spread the word. That is your main concern. I agree. And I probably should just ignore the people in this comment section. But I think, like I said, it's a good time to point out some disappointing things about the so-called quote-unquote community. All right, here we go again. Alba Gamer, obviously somebody who... Another thing I'll check sometimes. Let's see here. Open link in new tab. I want to see what this person has videos-wise. When did they... Because I might start getting rid of people that this uploads 3 months ago. All right. The people who have no content at all, like they just started yesterday, I don't even see why we would allow those people to comment. Let's keep going. The fact that Jaren even speaks to this guy at all, both are shills and should be avoided at all costs if you truly believe we live on a flat plane. And Jesus Saves comes on and says, spot on. Alba speaking truth, we all know it. They are using each other to solicit money for their personal gain. Yeah, that's it. Yep, soliciting money for their personal gain. You got that right. These guys come from nowhere, and guys like Jern promote them like they're gods. Yeah, I promoted him like he's a god by calling into his show and having a conversation. Makes a lot of sense. These guys come from nowhere. Where do you expect people to come from? Where do you expect somebody who comes into the flat earth, watches a few videos, realizes the earth is flat, wants to make videos himself? What is that person going to do? They're going to come from nowhere. That's what's going to happen. What do you expect it to be? That they go back in time and join us in February of 2015? Probably not going to happen. So get over it. IPS is very suspicious in my opinions. Watch Shill Stopper's Flat Earth video on the topic. Yeah, Shill Stoppers, that's a channel I want to watch. Because I'm sure he's called out so many shills that are now no longer, thank goodness we called them all out because we got rid of them, right? Or by calling out so-called shills, are they just re-evaluating their position and hiding throughout? You know, who knows? For me, I'm not worried about shills. I could care less. I can watch anybody's channel, listen to whatever they say, put it through a filter of does this match my reality? Is this worth my time? If it's not, I block them, I move on. If it is, I'll watch their show as often as I want. Doesn't seem like a very big deal. I don't trust IPS for shit. Weird vibe I get from him, not feeling it. Okay, great. At least this person just put how their opinion is. That's fine. I don't have a problem with people's opinions. They're very well grown. You're not fooling me. You're a cult leader. Hey, thank you very much, Pretzels and Beer. There are easier ways to solicit money. Why would they think flat? I have no idea. Thank you for saying that, Pretzels and Beer. You know, the other thing is, in just 2.5 years of doing videos, I've learned, in my opinion, again, my opinion, I think I'm a pretty good video creator. Not great, but I mean, with what I know how to do and how I know how videos make money, short videos, videos that are in line with what mainstream thinks, I should be making a ton of videos like that. Thank you so much, Rod. Appreciate that. I could be making a ton of videos and making money if that's what I cared about. Granted, we have to make money to survive, but there's some things once you come to this flat earth realization that you can't do anymore. You can't screw people. You can't just care about yourself. Believe me, if that's all I cared about, Missa and I would be making short videos where we made money on YouTube and you wouldn't even see us anymore. We wouldn't care about anybody. That's not possible anymore. What we care about is changing the world, making it a better place for our children and children down the line and for us as well. And so people can't see that, then I hope they do unfollow me. I really do, because I don't know how else to prove it. I can't prove it any other way. But people keep saying, oh, you're trying to make money. Well, are we trying to live? Are we trying to eat? You know, I've said this before. Miss and I have never had a honeymoon. We've never been on a vacation. We've never bought new clothes. We've so many things that other people do willy-nilly. We don't go. When's the last time we went to a movie? 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Just go to a movie. We don't do stuff like other people do like that because we don't have the money to do it. And we live a very simple life. We don't have cable TV. We don't have direct TV. So we have a different life than everybody. And if we wanted to be like everyone else out there, we could, but we don't. And so do I put out my things up top here? Does it say you can go to my Patreon? Absolutely. Does it say you can go to my PayPal? Most definitely. bit.ly.gerantip or /gerantip. You can go there and donate, because if people are enjoying the content, if people would like to see us continue, then they can help if they want. And if you don't want to donate, then you don't. This is easy stuff, people. It's easy. And yet people would rather just continue pumping money into all these companies and scams, DirecTV. Thank you, IPS. Appreciate that. So let's continue on. Jaron, what are you doing lending credibility to this arrogant little prick? He comes in with this little attitude as if he's got some kind of well-known authority figure that has been around for years, and he isn't and hasn't. He is a planned fall guy. Don't hitch your wagon to him. I haven't hitched my wagon to anybody. And again, I have no problem with people that are talking about the lies of heliocentricity and discussing the truth of the flat plane where we live. So am I giving credibility to him? If that's what you consider it, that's fine. I had a conversation with him. If he comes in with an attitude and like some kind of well-known authority figure, I don't even know where you get that. Where does he ever done that? So he's a planned fall guy. Then when he falls, whoever falls with him is not worthy of the truth. Period. Let's pretend. Let's build a fake scenario here, everybody. Let's say IPS is a Masonic 33rd degree high commander, and he has now decided that he's going to come down into the Flat Earth movement. He's going to gain a following. Okay, he's got people who are watching his channel. He's going to block block trolls, and he's going to build up the Flat Earth, and then you call him a fall guy. Okay, so at some point he's going to, I take fall. Hold on one second. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Flat Earth Revolution. I agree. I should get used to effing the negative people. But I think this brings up, again, an opportunity for me to point out some things that I think are a problem. Again, so we were telling this pretend story, right? IPS, he's the fall guy. So whatever happens, I don't know. Let's say Mad Max Hughes goes up and he looks and sees a ball Earth, okay? And he comes down, and the video that he has is a ball Earth video, and then IPS has him on his show and says, well, I guess that's it. The Earth is a ball. If anybody who followed IPS listens to that show and decides, well, IPS said the Earth's a ball, therefore it's a ball, then they don't deserve to know the truth. They can skedaddle. I don't care. Why does that bother anybody? Why are you afraid of somebody who's going to be a fall guy? Oh, well, if the elite think that putting people in positions in the flat earth and waking people up to the truth of the plane in which we live, if they think that that's a good idea, I mean, let's think about what we're saying here. What we're saying is that the elite who don't want you to know that the earth is flat have decided to tell people that the earth is flat, to then pull it back by creating a fall guy for that situation. It makes no sense at all. Guess what? Nobody believed the earth was flat 3 years ago. Okay, nobody. So why wouldn't the elite just leave it like that? Well, there was nobody who believed it. So what people think is they think, oh, the elite introduced Mark Sargent to everyone so that they would believe the flat earth even though it's not true. What do you think is going on? It makes no sense. It's like people can't even think with their heads anymore. They can't rationalize the situation and realize what you're saying makes no sense. There is no psyop that has ever been implemented by the government that's like, what should we do? Let's tell people that everything we've ever told them is a lie. Let's tell people that their education system, which is paid for by their taxes, is a lie. Let's tell people that all the science that we've ever funded is a lie. That'll be a great psyop. No, that's the worst psyop of all time. Thank you very much. I mean, that's the worst lie of all time. It doesn't make any sense. It's not what the elite would do. Believe me, they don't want you thinking that the earth is flat. And if you think, thank you so much, Automatan. Appreciate that. Again, if you think for 1 second that people who hear about the flat earth, so put yourself in this position, right? We all can take it back to a point before we knew that it was flat. Thank you. Tri Forrester said the Jeranism and IPS weekly talk show coming soon. Well, sometimes I feel like that is the point of, I'm like, yeah, why not? It's just like I saw a video today. Somebody put IPS on the side, my little recommended videos. It was IPS holding up a 666 symbol. When you do the OK sign with your hand. And they said, oh, IPS does this behind Flat Earth Asshole's back. And he was pointing out that there was 666 viewers at the time. He did that with his hand. But what are we so afraid of? God, it drives me crazy. Why are you afraid of symbols? Why are you afraid of hand symbols? What difference does that make to you? Makes no difference. We've given these Masons all these symbology. You can't wear an orange shirt now. You can't use the number 33. My wife and I got married on 11/11/11 because it was important to us. But now we have to feel like we're Masonic because we got married on 11/11/11. I don't care. Could care less. I understand that that's a Master Mason number. I understand that people find that the reason they find that is because they've given permission to the Masonic elite to use those symbols with immunity. That we don't, I would never do that. I would never do the symbol. I would never make a triangle with my hands. I would never wear an orange shirt. I would never use the number 33. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's like now I saw somebody the other day say, oh, Mad Mike Hughes, he's using MM, he's 33. I mean, give me a break. The guy's name is Mike. You don't give yourself your own name. So if somebody's name is Mike and he wants to use the name Mad, he used that before he ever became a flat earther, before he knew anything about Masons. Thank you so much, Steve Harthoon. So to me, it frustrates me to no end. Why are you so afraid of these people? We've given them the power behind these symbols. I say use them every day. I don't even care. Use them. Use them in their face. Make it so that they're not important. Make it so that they're not scary, or I don't know what people think. I mean, you have to remember that talking about the Rice experiment, that your opinions, your thoughts, your sentiment, it spreads in the world and can actually manifest into reality. So if every time you see a triangle with an eye in it and you get scared, you are putting that out into the universe. Why not put out this stupid Masons? I don't care about them. We're better than them. I'm not into secret societies. I'm not into hiding shit from people. That's how I treat it. And you know what? That's what goes out into the universe. Instead, you guys are like, oh God, he put this 666 symbol up. He's a devil worshiper. Well, you just put that out there. And then everybody else that watches that video is thinking the same thing. How do you not realize what you're doing to the world? You're doing the exact same thing the elite do, doing the exact same thing the media does. They put out racism on TV so that it puts racist thoughts in people's minds, and so that goes out into the world and becomes reality. These people have written for us their exact agenda. They have told us exactly how they do things, and yet we still can't see that we fall for it like little nobodies. We just follow along, whatever the elite say. It's ridiculous. You stop giving so much power to symbology. I mean, that's what's ridiculous about these guys. They believe in symbols. They believe in numbers. Big deal. Tell them they're ridiculous. Don't give it to them. Don't say, oh, this name adds up to 33. Oh, big deal. Get over it. You can use it if you want for a tool to research, but you shouldn't be scared of them. You shouldn't be, and believe me, people might have the initials MM. They might have that. Okay, Mad Mike might be MM, which might be 33. So this is what you guys want to do, is disallow the use of the two initials MM for all eternity, because you want to hand it over to the Masons. You want to give them possession of something that is not theirs to take. But that's what you're doing. I say get it over it. I hope everyone names their kid MM. Everyone for all eternity, name your kid MM, and guess what? The Masons can't use it anymore. They're going to have to switch it because it's not important. It's ridiculous. Let's continue on. A shill and a fool walk into a bar. Yep, Pamantool Platt. Definitely a good comment there. You're on top of it. Let's see, Micah Sarver. I really don't like seeing that you're associated with IPS, but you're obviously free to associate yourself with anyone you like. I'll wait and see how this plays out. Hey, again, I respect comments like this. You are allowed your opinion, and you voiced it. That's fine. He associated because they both didn't figure out Christ was the one, so they get along. Okay, that makes no sense. Jaron, are you fucking serious? You believe this? Believe what? Can you make some sense besides believe this? Laughing my ass off. You can't really think this guy can do what NASA has spent billions trying to do and can't, so they fake it. Oh, you're talking about the rocket launch. As I've said numerous times before, I don't think it's possible to launch a balloon up with a rocket at the bottom of it and to launch it up to 60 miles. However, I don't know. So if somebody wants to try that, more power to him. I've seen him launch himself a quarter of a mile, and he's coming up, he's going to be doing it a mile. So that's possible. He's going to try it. He's got more balls than I do. Thank you so much. FlatEarthGoesViral.net. It's called Lack and Fear, Divide and Conquer. Absolutely. It's time to move past it. Unite against I totally agree. And I just think it would be more obvious at this point of what we need to do as a community to move forward, exposing the liars, exposing the lies. And so far, I've not seen any liars or lies from Infinite Plane Society that needs to be exposed. Is he holding people down? Is he charging people taxes? Is he creating mortgages out of thin air and then basically making those death contracts on holding them over people's heads? Is that what he's doing? Or is he asking you if you'd like to donate to a certain thing to donate? Okay, for instance, I can understand why people don't want to donate to the Mad Mike thing or Mad Mike Hughes. I can understand that. Okay, so don't donate. That's all it is. I don't understand where the problem is. I gave $5. I don't have a lot of money to donate. But you know what? He's going to be doing this rocket launch. The guy is a flat earther. The guy wants to put research flat earth on the side of his rocket. And me being a flat earther, I see value in that. I donated $5. If comes August 1st or whatever date they end up doing it, and it doesn't take place and there's no research flat earth on the side of the rocket, then I look at myself and say, well, Jaron, you were an idiot for donating $5 to that. Look what happened. And I learned from my lesson. I learned my lesson. But that's it. That's why I only gave $5. So if you don't agree, if you don't care about that happening, if you don't see any importance in it, don't donate. Don't do it. Why would you? But to have a problem with other people who do, look at all the money going back into this system of garbage, of fiat money going on in this world, and think you have a problem with somebody who's giving $5 of their own money to somebody like Mike, who's a daredevil who wants to launch himself in a rocket and who thinks that NASA is full of shit because what he's doing in a rocket is real life, having a struggle to launch the rocket a mile where it barely goes 500 feet in the air. Yet we're told NASA's sending people 87 football fields a second. Ridiculous. Loco Tomo, some people are too emotional. Let research effort and the end products speak for themselves. I agree. I just, I look at it and I've done a lot of things. I've tried to do a lot of things for Flat Earth, and I wasn't able to get people together and purchase a billboard that was seen by 500,000 people that said research Flat Earth. I wasn't able to do that. So IPS was. Okay, people donated of their own money. They weren't suckered into it. It wasn't taken out of their taxes. It wasn't added to their Snickers bar they purchased at the store to where, it's 50 cents, but you got to pay 62 cents because we're the government, we get your money. That's not how it worked. He asked people, if you're interested in seeing this billboard go up, you can donate. People donated. The billboard went up. People saw it. It caused a news channel to make a story on it. 500,000 people who probably wouldn't have thought about Flat Earth thought about it that week because some people gave $20 of their own money. That is all positive stuff. And again, and I'll say this a million times, think about when you became a flat earther. Think about when it settled into you that you could be lied to on that kind of level, and then you started to see a different side of NASA, SpaceX, and everything. The world changed for you just like it did for me. I can guarantee it. Now, you realize how hard it would be to go back to the truth. So realize that's all I want for people to see is research Flat Earth. I want them to just see that billboard and go home and search, and I hope they find my videos. I hope they find other people's videos. I hope they find everybody's videos, Mark Sargent's clues. I hope they find Patricia Steer's interviews. I hope they find Dell's chats. I hope they find Eric Dubé's videos, because that is the more somebody sees it, the more it settles in, the more they wake up and realize they've been lied to. And I've yet really to see, other than Tiger Dan, maybe 2-3 other people, that have gone back to the globe. Because to do that, you either need to do one or the other thing. You need to just bow your head and say, you know what, I trust scientists more than I trust myself. And that's fine. If that's your opinion, if you want to do that, fantastic for you. What you should have a problem with, a big problem with, is something was taught to you as a child, and something is being taught to your children as fact that is not backed by the kind of evidence that should be there and prevalent and in abundance to be taught to children when they're too young to question. That should be the problem. As a human race, we need to turn to the scientific establishment, turn to NASA, turn to SpaceX and say, time out, clowns. What is going on here? We want to see proof of this. Why don't we have a camera on the Earth doing 24/7, but people just buy whatever they say? Oh, we're on the night side of Earth. Oh, well, we can't because we got a receiving station. Oh, well, we went to the moon, but here's the LRO pictures. Can't you see the little tracks that the astronauts made? Oh, well, why don't we have a camera on the moon showing the Earth 24 hours a day? How much would that cost you? You get $53 million a day. What have you done for humanity? Why are you taking patents that you created or that you got due to our funding and then selling them to companies that are turning and selling us products with an up fee? That's my money that paid for the research to give you that patent. Those patents should be free to the world, not to be purchased by the highest bidder. All you're doing is you're continuing on the garbage that we've been dealing with for 500 years. And, less than that in the last 100 years or 200 years, where the rich get progressively, absolutely richer because of the system. NASA is selling right into that. They're selling patents to the highest bidder, and then those people are taking it, making products, selling them back to us when we funded it. We funded it. Again, I ask you, what has NASA done for humanity? I just saw recently, there's a story that they're going to go to Neptune. Oh, NASA going to tour Neptune. Who gives, child's earmuffs, who gives a motherfuck? Who cares? What difference does that make? A gas? There's a ball of gas in space, and we got to go check it out. Why? What has space travel done for your life? What has it done for your life? Nothing. And guess what? Everything that we experience, and hey, this week, I'm not sure what day yet, but I'm going to be having Curtis on. Curtis is the vegan warrior. We're going to have a little conversation because I love what he's been talking about lately, which is the same thing I've been saying for 2.5 years, about experiencing reality. Okay? Anything you believe in should be because you can experience it. Like, I know I can fly to Australia, so I believe it's real. And I know people who live there. And I've seen videos from there, and I've seen pictures from there. Okay. And there's tons of things about life that we can accept as being true because it's around us. We can deal with it. We can play with it, whatever. And then there's some things that they just tell you exist. Okay? They just tell you that certain things, like dinosaurs. Okay? They just tell you that they exist, but they existed so long ago, you'll never really know. And they tell you things existed like you used to be I don't know, that we all came from fungus, or that we all came from, some amoeba. Okay, they tell you those things happened, but they can't prove it. They can't show you. They tell you that the universe is 14 billion years old. They tell you that the earth is 4.54 billion years old. And you can never experience any of that. So if you want to believe it, you're just giving people permission to tell you stories. And if you want to believe all those things, then that's up to you. For me, I know I'm never going to Mars. I'm never going to Neptune. I'm not going to Jupiter. It means nothing to me. And yet they're taking my tax money and teaching it in schools, and people find it important, and it's not. It's a lie. Okay? And if it were true, then people would be going there. They would be able to see it. We'd be able to see video footage, because it's 2017. It's 2017. You can buy a great camera for $300, and yet they can't take a satellite out, turn it around, and show the Earth. That it has to be composite images. It needs to be these 3 different layers, and they need to be stacked, and they need to be strips of data, and they need to be put on these models, and they need to be done with PNG images. If that's okay with you, not okay by me. Let's keep going. Oh, nice. I left this one up the whole time. Huh? You're a sellout, Jaron. Yeah, sellout. It's all about money. Yep, every bit of it's about money. Every bit of it's about money. Obviously, this is failing, and this call-in is in a desperate attempt to get more money out of it. What? IPS claimed he was going to put in 2K, then the next video he lowered it to 1500, and to this point hasn't put in shit. IPS, Mad Mike are Masons, and Jaron is in it for the fucking... Yep. Because you know how much money I'm going to make? Me and Mad Mike have a deal that if he makes the 7,000, he's going to give me 3,000. You got to be kidding me. People. Whew. Makes no sense. This person exactly. Yeah, you're on top of things. Jesus saves. Sorry to hear this. How much money did you lose? That's a good point here. Hopefully Jake's pointing out that if you don't want to donate, don't donate. I'm not a follower, and I would never pay for truth, so they sure ain't getting none of my money. Oh, you'll never pay for truth. I'll never pay for truth. But did you go to school? Did you pay taxes? What do you think? School's just free, or do you think they get paid from your tax money? So you'll never pay for truth. Okay. Somebody tell me, how much does it cost to watch my videos? Anybody? How much does it cost to watch any video I've ever made? Pretty sure it's free. Pretty sure I've never charged a cent for one thing I've said. Okay? Now, do I have a radio show on Truth Frequency Radio? Yes. They granted me a 3-hour weekly show, which, by the way, starts in 40 minutes on TFR. They granted me a radio show where they told me I have free content control. I'm allowed to say anything I want. And they're going to give me a platform where we get 6 6,000 people a night or 6,000 people a week, whatever you want to call it, to listen to things that I say. That's awesome. Now, for the week after our show, so for instance, tonight's show is free tonight and for the next week. And then when next Monday's show happens, then that show that happened today will go into the archives. And they have a price. In order to have the archives, you have to pay $10 a month, which isn't a lot of money. And it's not just my archives. You get the 35 or 36 hosts on the radio show, who include Susan Lindauer, who you might remember. She's from 9/11. She was the go-between between Iraq and the United States in the years leading up to it. Look her up, Susan Lindauer. She's a host on the show. Look up Joe Joseph. Look up Mark Sargent, Rob Skiba, Zach Hubbard, Zen Garcia. Tons of good quality shows, and for $10 a month, you get all the archives of all of our shows for all the way back. That is a great deal. That's a radio station I'm proud to be a part of. And just to bring it up, because I hear people say it all the time, they say, how can that show be called Truth Frequency Radio when one guy believes the earth is flat and the other guy, talking about Zach, believes it's round? And I say, because we are both being honest. I believe the earth is flat. I give my reasons for it. Zach Hubbard thinks the earth's a ball. He gives his reasons for it. Period. That's the truth. If you want, go watch mainstream media. If you think Dan Rather and these people are telling you the truth, they're actually giving you their true opinions of the world, then get a life. That's not what's happening. They're reading from a script. I don't read from a script. Everything I say comes from my head. If you don't like it, don't watch. But you certainly don't have to pay for it. So, sheeple are followers. I don't need someone to do my thinking for cash. Thank you for this one. I see Gil said, Jaron asks for donations while the government steals 50% of every check. I agree. Gil, if there was no money in it, people like Jaron and IPS wouldn't be making videos. The truth is free. What a total joke. When I made videos from the very beginning, do you think I got paid? What are you thinking? Do you know how much people make on the ads? First of all, I'll point this out again. If you're a video creator, you get paid when people click ads. Okay, so if you make videos about L'Oreal face makeup and across the ads are lots of Maybelline and makeup ads, then you know what? You probably make good money being a YouTube creator because people click on the ads. Thank you very much, Freight Train. You probably make good money. But you know who doesn't make money? People who make conspiracy videos, because guess what kind of viewers they have? People who wouldn't dare click an ad. People who know what the government's up to. People who don't want to contribute to Google and these other people. So we don't get people that click our ads. So we don't make a lot of money on videos. Now, I've heard people say too, like, oh, you're a shill if you have the ads on your videos. Well, I'll say this out front. Anybody who's making videos, if you don't have ads turned on, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Somebody is trying to give you money for your video and you're saying, no, I don't want it. Keep your money. That's fine. Then go ahead and do that. I'm just saying, why not? It's 5 seconds. People have to wait 5 seconds of their life and then they click skip. And that's it. But yet people don't see it and they think, oh, if there was no money in it, I'd be making videos. I'll make videos if there's no money in it. Can I make as many? Can I spend as much time as I want to on them? No, of course not. But that's why we ask for donations, because if people want to see me do more videos, if people want to see me do a daily show, if people want to see me do something like that, it's going to take me having money because I'm not rich. So I can't just say, okay, everybody, I'm just going to do a daily show from now on, not make any money, and my wife and child are going to eat just fine. My dog's going to eat just fine. My $1,700 monthly mortgage, or not mortgage, I wish, monthly rent payment is just going to come out of nowhere. No way. I've got mouths to feed. I've got things to do. I've got gas to pay for. I've got electric to pay for, internet to pay for. These things are requirements of life. And so if people want to help me in exchange for more content, more research, more shows, I've had people email me and say, hey, I used to watch TV, but now I watch flat earth related content and it's better than TV. I'm learning more. I'm out doing things in the real world. I'm testing things. I'm watching the sun. I'm watching the moon. Thank you so much for doing that for me because I no longer have to pay my $100 to DirecTV. Fantastic. Isn't that cool? So if that person wants to donate $5 to me a month, what's the problem? And if somebody asks me for a donation and I don't want to give it to them, then I don't give it to them. I don't go on their channel and yell and scream like a crybaby. Truth should be free. Truth is free. I want free truth. I'm going to type this all day. Free truth, free truth. Sorry, that's not me. I don't have to do that. It goes without saying that if anybody's charging me money, and there's some channels out there or people out there that have websites where they say, oh, it costs this much for you to listen to my content. Yeah, I have a problem with those people, but guess what? I don't listen to it. I don't go to their channels and cry about it. I'm not even saying their names right now. Why? Because that's their channel. It's their business. It's their world. It's how they want to run things. So be it. It's not my business. Let's see here. Nothing in this life is free. Unfortunately, that's true. Okay. Who pays for your internet? Who pays for your rent? I agree. You're a speed bump, a mosquito bite, a broken air conditioner. You're in the way of progress, so keep talking shit with zero proof of your claims. You'll be left behind, troll. Thank you, Cindy. I don't think you're talking to me. Pretty sure Cindy's talking to somebody above them. And Cindy is not a follower. I'll tell you that much right now. You'll always be a follower. Cindy is not a follower. Cindy thinks for herself. Let's see here. Let's go down to the next one. What time is it? 5:24? I can be done in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Let's see here. Why do you speak to him after he lied about being Matthew Powerland? He didn't lie about being Matthew Powerland. He used Matthew Powerland's name so that when people looked up Flat Earth or looked up Matthew Powerland, they found Flat Earth content. There's no excuse for his dishonesty, and when he clearly misrepresented himself, not cool, Jeranism. Well, thank you, Heath Carmody. Appreciate that. And 666. Oh no. Oh no, this guy is a shill. Satanism is in the house. Get over it. It's only like 444. Thank you. He also claimed to be Mark Sargent, pulled that shit twice. And Mark had no problem with it because people who saw that then went and found Mark Sargent's Flat Earth related material. IPS has done some cryptic kind of creepy art in the past because we all have a past. You know, like I went to a Jesuit high school. Ooh, Jesuit high school. He's working for the Jesuits. No, sorry. IPS has some art. Maybe he doesn't want that to be the focus because then if somebody goes and searches his name and finds that art, then it's going to look pretty bad. It's going to be like, what? These guys are talking flat earth, but this guy's got paintings of skulls. So what does he do? He puts Matthew Powerland's name. He puts Mark Sargent's name. Again, I would have a problem if he used my name because I would say, hey, why did you do that? I didn't think of that billboard idea. That wasn't me. But I would have talked to him on a side thing. Say, hey, next time, why don't you say your name, but say people should look into Jaron. People should look into Mark, Math, whatever. But again, what's done is done, and he didn't do it to be a liar. He didn't do it. He's talking about Flat Earth, and he put one of the main Flat Earth people, one of the guys from the very start of it all, he used his name. I don't understand what the problem is here, but if you entered with a relationship with God through Jesus, what? Thank you, Hebrews. Hey, Mike Helmick, I agree. He just said, I'm okay with IPS. We are all trying to figure things out. I agree. Sorry, I was reading that to myself. Mike Helmick, thank you for your concern. Everything is forgivable. IPS put up a sign in Pennsylvania. If Mark Sargent is okay with it, then why should we be upset? But, the thing is, the difference there is that I understand Matthew Powerland was upset. And that's, again, his own opinion, and he can deal with that with IPS. But for people to say that that's some sort of deceit or deception, how and why? I don't really get it. I mean, again, like I said, if it was me, but I wouldn't be telling people, go around and comment about how this guy's been deceptive. No. What was his reason for it? Oh, Jaron, I used your name because I didn't want to have people look me up and see my art and some other things I've done in the past. All right, great. Next time, I'd rather use somebody else's name. Period. Get over it. IPS, he's a fraud, people. He makes clumsy satanic hand gestures. Ooh, satanic hand gestures are going to come get me in the night. Pushes in-your-face Masonic imagery, and he's exposing Freemasonry. But his level of detail is beyond that. Take a good look at his double-headed eagle on full screen. Study tips of feather. All right. Okay, great. Another person saying, call me. Oh, IPS is telling him to call him. He's willing to talk about it all. So if you think Again, by calling him out, imagine that he was a shill and now he's just going to rework his way through. It's just ridiculous what people do. I don't get it. Sorry, bro, but IPS is shady. Only video of yours I had to thumbs down. Hey, you know what? Again, that's a comment I don't have a problem with. You can thumbs down my video if you want. He has a problem with IPS, and so he thumbed down the video. I don't have a problem with that. That's people's opinion. Go ahead. Have your opinion. You're looking shaky, baby. Yeah, I am. That rocket shit is the same thing NASA promised us and told lies. Why should we believe this nonsense nonetheless? Well, I'm waiting to see what happens. I want to see it. I want to see what happens. I've never had somebody who's not a liar from the get-go go up and tell me what it looks like from above. I've only had NASA tell me, who also told me they went to the moon when they clearly didn't. Let's see here. This is about something else, it looks like. IPS is controlled opposition just like Mark and Patty. Sure they are. Yep. Because that's the way to do it. Controlled opposition. If I don't even get it. What are they controlling? Thank you so much. Delta 9, Super Space Bubbles, 888. IPS is controlled opposition just like Mark and Patty. All right. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I'm not afraid of that. Great. Patricia interviews people. Ooh, so sinister. Mark did Flat Earth Clues and has a weekly show. Oh, look how sinister he is. IPS is controlled opposition. We're all going to be suckered into the big scam. No, not if you research things yourself. Not if you do your own tests and experiments. Not if you realize the flat earth is the truth on your own. Then you don't have to worry about any of that. But obviously I'm alone in thinking that. People have a lot of nerve trying to tell me who I can and should not listen to. Thank you so much, Big Fatso D Mink. Some are even presuming to discredit Jaren for whom he speaks to. What is this, high school? So much props. Go ahead and unsub and disappear if you don't like a channel or personality. Agree. The Discord is full of jealousy and envy. Make your channel successful if you can, but why tear down... Sorry. Why tear down and accuse people who are doing something? Do you really think IPS can harm me somehow if he is a shill and I listen to him? I broke away from mainstream news and busted down my programming with the help of all these shills and the many people who came before them on the shortwave radio. Grow up, be responsible for yourself. Everyone who slips into the rabbit hole eventually figures out what is real and what is not, or they don't. Stop bad-mouthing the content creators. Big Fatso, I wish I could give you a hug. This is the best comment of the whole thing. This is exactly what we should be looking for. This is exactly the kind of people we should be becoming. It's been the biggest awakening of my life to realize that I am responsible for what I believe, not what other people tell me. I'm responsible. If somebody tells me something and I just believe them, then it's my fault for believing it. And if somebody tells me something and I go research it and find out to be true, then I can accept it and I can believe it because I researched it and I saw it myself. That is the most awakening feeling in the world. I no longer have beliefs because school told me. I no longer have certain opinions because school told me. I have opinions because I have opinions that are my own. I looked at the evidence. I looked at Christianity. I looked at the Bible. I looked at science. I looked at books. And then from that, I make my own truth up out of reality. What matches my reality? And that's the most freeing. I can't explain to you how freeing that is. But many people still want to be told what is true, what isn't, who to watch, who not to. I am unsubscribed from your channel after I found out about your apologies. I am unsubscribed from your channel after I found out about your apologies to your lies or mistake on your last video. I also found you and your wife sell blood online. Goodbye. Goodbye, Trey Taco. If you go to my website, which is ubbbk.com, which is Unbelievable Books shortened, we have a dropship company. It's called Azure Green. You can go to Azure Green. We'll look it up here so you can see. Azure Green. They are the best dropship company we've come across because when people order stuff from our site, we just go to this Azure Green company. Here it is. And we can order things and they ship them directly to their house with our name on the invoice. Doesn't cost us a thing other than the price on the site here. And that's it. That's what it is. It's a dropship company. A lot of people use them. We don't even sell anything. We've never sold a thing of blood. I don't even know what you're talking about. But whatever it is, I'm sure it's an Azure Green product because all of our products are books. So, and I unsubscribed from your channel after I found out about your apologies to your lies or mistake on... So you unsubscribe because... And for anybody who's still confused about that, I never said that the star trails prove the globe or anything. But I did make a video because of my stupid faulty globe which I have a new one, by the way, but the stupid faulty one caused me to think that something that couldn't be modeled on a globe couldn't. But then when I found out my mistake, I was wrong. I was wrong. It was my own fault. So what am I going to do? Am I going to make it seem like, oh, I didn't mean that, what I said? No, I'm a man. I stand up for it. I said, Wolfie, thank you very much. I said something couldn't be modeled. You showed me it could. End of story. And people saying, oh, but you didn't include going around the sun, and you didn't include the... You're right, but that wasn't the challenge. I didn't say you have to model it going around the sun, did I? I said you cannot spin a globe with the North Pole axis at Polaris and keep the camera on Polaris. That's what I said. And somebody proved me wrong by showing me evidence that I was doing it incorrectly. So what does a man do? A man apologizes and says, I'm sorry, you were right, Wolfie. Congratulations. You can do what I said couldn't be done. End of story. You want to unsubscribe from me for being honest? Good luck. Goodbye. Please don't resubscribe. Seems all the shills are coming together, in my opinion. All right, John Anthony, you have a pretty shitty opinion. Sorry, but IPS's military Freemason story is bullshit. All right, well, that's great. What I don't understand, but are you a Freemason or former Freemason? Are you not? He said before he's a former Freemason, but who cares? If he says something on his channel and you believe it, that's your fault. If you don't like him, don't watch his show. For me, I'm not scared of any Mason. I don't care. I think they're losers. I think they're pathetic. I think they're liars. I think they get in little boys clubs and they make little, let's fool people and we'll be cool because we'll fool them. I think that's dirtbag. That's what I think of Freemasons. So when I listen to IPS's show, if he says something I don't agree with, I don't agree with it. I don't listen to it. I move on. If he says something that isn't kind of fits my ideas, I go with it. If he puts up a banner or a billboard that says research flat earth, I think that's pretty damn cool. Period. If he's a Mason, well, what idiots Masons are by thinking they can wake up people to the flat earth and then do something about it. Because guess what? You can't. Once people have taken that step to realize that they can be lied to about the globe and they look around to the earth and they say, you know what? Wow, we're not spinning. Oh, shit. We're not flying through space. Oh, man, the stars are moving above my head. Oh, God, there is no curve. Oh, shit, the water doesn't bend. All of a sudden, those people become flat earthers forever. Because that's the truth. And that's the way it should have been from the beginning of our lives, is you should grow up with the belief of the truth around you. And then if somebody comes along when you're 21 years old, 25, and says, oh, you live on a ball, you can be like, F you, you're full of shit. I don't believe that. But that's not what they did. They taught you when you were 6 years old and you had no choice. When you come out of 5th, 6th grade, you have no choice but to believe in the ball. That's the problem. That's not science. Science is not telling you what the truth is and requiring you to believe it. That's called religion. They're teaching you a religion in your schools. All children are coming out religious freaks of 6th grade. They're all coming out as total religious believers in a ball that is suspended in the blackness of space, that spins and travels around, that does all these things, and that they don't do. Sorry. There is no ball of water that hangs and spins and flies through space, and just because somebody tells you. It's not okay. If that's the truth, then I'd love a picture, please. Where's the picture? Oh, you can't take pictures of the Earth? Why not? You can't get far enough. You went to the moon. How are you have things on Mars? You got robots on Mars. What do you mean you can't take a picture of the Earth? Why can't I see a lunar eclipse from the moon? It's coming up in August. Put a freaking webcam there. It's 2017. Why do you need to turn off the ISS live every half hour? You're going around the Earth for 16 years. You can't provide a live feed with 2,200 satellites out there? You can't beam one off a satellite and back down to your station? Makes no sense. Subscribe to my channel. I expose Jews 24/7 and expose lies throughout history. All right. So I hope you mean Zionists or something. I mean, just to say the word Jews is a little bit iffy, because if you say that, all Italians are dirty mobsters, well, I'm Italian and I'm not a dirty mobster. So that's a racist thing to say. If you want to say the mobster Italians, that's fine. If you want to say the Zionist Jews, the lying Jews, the Jews that control the media, that's fine. But when you just say I expose Jews, well, that's a little bit of a racist thing to say. I'm sure there's racist people out there that aren't Sorry, I'm sure there's Jewish people out there that aren't inflicting the world with nonsense. Let's see what else we got. Wow, these comments are sad. I agree with you, Jesse. Give me a thumbs up on that one. Just because someone isn't a Bible thumper doesn't make them a shill. Religion is turning way more people away from Flat Earth than Jaren or IPS ever will. Not going to say you're right on, but you're right on. This crap is bursting my ears. Don't know what that means. Even globetards are backing up Jern now. I don't know what that means either. My name is Jaren, not Jern. Is the sound quality that bad? My bad. I didn't know it was that bad. I don't know. No, somebody's saying about that video. I don't know. I'm not backing up Jaren. I'm backing you up because it's pretty clear that you were talking about the sound quality and not Flat Earth in general. Thank you so much. Pay attention. Wow. That is awesome. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. No one seems to know who is a shill or isn't. Well, exactly, because it doesn't matter. That's why. I mean, it doesn't. Don't be so damn afraid of everything around every corner. Granted, I know we've been lied to. So I look at life differently now. I'm always alert that, yes, I could be lied to. But again, if I simply realize that, thank you so much, Dirt, love you. Where exactly can we listen to Raw tonight? And is it really the #1 show on Monday nights? It is absolutely the #1 show on TFR on Monday nights between 6 and 9 p.m. Pacific, 9 to midnight Eastern. That's truthfrequencyradio.com. It starts in 20 minutes. I got to get off here because I got to get everything lined up. Let's go through 2 more comments. Any more good ones? Shills, shills, shills. I see shills everywhere. Thank you, Kaylin Dragoda, on top of things. Whoa, Jaren, you've just lost another sub. So bloody obvious now. Wow. Yep. Go ahead. Go away. See you.
They never subbed you anyway.
And I will certainly steer people away from your channel now. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's direct people on what they should believe and what they should do. Why don't you just join the Masons? Why don't you join the government and all the people who tell people what to do and don't realize we're all on this earth together? Nobody's allowed to tell you anything. Yet that's what you want to be. Lift the veil with a higher voice. Makes no sense. Hey, Jaren, NASA is offering home mortgage loans now. I wouldn't doubt it. Actually, don't they have a credit union? I'm pretty sure you're right. Before you dump all he says and say he's a shill, just wait out and see what happens in 1 month. Okay. Awesome. Globe exit indeed. I'm a shill. He's a shill. Everyone's a shill. Follow your own view, people. That's all I'm promoting. So I got to go. Thank you guys for watching. And if I'm leaving you with anything, it's simply don't be so afraid that you should listen to everyone that you listen to and take what you want from it and leave what you don't. And if they ask you for a donation and you don't feel they deserve it, guess what? Don't donate. It's really simple. Thank you so much, Carly. You're awesome. Everybody should check out Carly Sunshine's channel. She's been doing some awesome stuff. But people need to realize that you don't need to be afraid. If you're afraid, it's because you don't accept your own beliefs or you don't feel comfortable in your own beliefs. And you need to feel comfortable in your beliefs because you've seen evidence that is necessary for you to believe certain things. Again, I've seen evidence that tells me Australia is a real place. So I believe Australia exists. Do I know? Have I been there myself? No. But do I believe it exists? Absolutely. I've seen the amount of evidence that is required or something for me to believe it. Do I think that space exists where crafts are in orbit that are falling towards the Earth but missing the curvature of the Earth and they just keep falling around perpetually and they use little side jets and squirt those out and keep them in orbit and there's somebody sitting at a computer somewhere keeping track of all the 4,000 satellites? No, don't believe that. I have not been shown the amount of evidence that would be required for me to believe that. So that's what you should do. That's what you should, how you should go through life. And, you know, and again, you don't have to listen to me by any stretch of the imagination. Do whatever you want. And I'm just saying why I find it disappointing that people need to be followers. And it's sad. I understand we were all taught that way, right? We all were sat in desks 30 at a time and said, that lady up there speaks the truth. And you listen and you write it down. And so now that we realize that's not the case, then you need to look at it and say, well, what should I do? Well, you should be responsible for your own beliefs, do your own research. And if you don't have time, then you know what? Find some creators who do good research, watch them, follow up on some stuff. And from that, maybe you'll gain a little knowledge that you didn't have before. And that's how we move forward and tear down this globe because it's lacking in evidence and taught to children. So if you believe in a globe, you might want to stop worrying about flat earth channels talking about it, because guess what? That's not going to stop till you find some evidence of your belief. When you find evidence of the globe being true, bring that back. And by evidence, I don't mean the square root of 7 and carried over the v equals fr. And that's not evidence of anything. Bring me something tangible. Show me the curve. Explain to me how the curve of 8 inches per mile squared is anywhere near correct. Get on that time and then contact me. IPS is controlled opposition. He's deceiving many with the hijack flat earth. Yep. Hijack flat earth. That's what's happening. What the fuck, Jaron? You sell blood online? Yeah, I sell blood online. That's what I do. I have an IV set up right here to my computer, goes in through the internet, and then you just inject yourself at your house. That's what happens. Why do you listen to people? Go to the site, look at what we sell. It's nonsense little novelty items. You know, maybe we will pull some of that stuff down. We never have because it's a dropship company. They work great. We like them. They like us. They make things easy. That's it.
Maybe I need to say not real blood. It was just the title.
I love this one. It says IPS are frauds. IPS are frauds. I think that's a person.
Good English.
All right, I gotta go. I love Jaron, but whoever this other guy is, I love Bob, I love John, and thank you for your work. But it seems you guys are out of content, and you seem to be babbling whatever the heck comes. Then don't listen. Jeez, if I had that opinion of somebody, like, hey, your channel, you're just babbling, you're not even making sense, then I don't watch them anymore. I can't even imagine taking the time out of my day to then type that in somebody's comment section. Thank you so much, Wake the Sheeple. You're awesome, Mike. Anyway, let's move on. I wish I could go on further because it seems like, oh, well, it seems like Jaron fucked up with this one. I don't keep up with it. Oh, boy. Nonsense. All right, guys, it's been fun. Be kind to each other. Don't lie. Don't tell others what to do or how to do it. Just be yourself. Be comfortable in your own shoes. Be comfortable in your own beliefs. And till next time, again, join me on Truth Frequency where I'm all worked up. I'll probably be yelling and screaming in 15 minutes on truthfrequencyradio.com. And it's free. Don't lose your mind. It's free. You don't have to donate. Truth is free. I want free truth. Guess what? You can get it. truthfrequencyradio.com, 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you there. Till next time. Peace. Jesus hoax. Precisely. Jesus. Okay, here we go. On and on. Now, I'm guessing, because I see some people saying prove dinosaurs. Good luck. This person then comes on with Mark Armitage. Has evidence of dinosaur tissue. Person says, love to see a link. This guy gives a link. Big dinosaurs were created by man. So let me just address that issue real quick because I think many people have questions about the dinosaur issue. And my wife and I did a show on it on Raw. We talked about it. And one of the things that we didn't say was that dinosaurs never existed. Now, that might be some people's opinion. That's not my opinion. I never have said dinosaurs never existed. The story they tell us is not true. You know, lizards and reptiles never stopped growing. So before there were many humans, lizards grew very large. And they lived with humans, in my opinion. Again, I'm saying things in my opinion. I think based on animals that we see today, it's possible that large reptiles lived long ago. How long ago? I don't know, a few 10,000 years, 20,000, 30,000 years. No. Nothing was extinct 67 million years ago, in my opinion. Again, if people want to believe that, they're free to have their own beliefs. They have found bones with soft tissue still present, which would, carbon date to less than 30,000, 40,000 years. And so science doesn't allow carbon dating of those bones. So you have to think that if dinosaurs didn't exist and they were lying about them completely, then they would just fake dinosaur bones. Like, we know that there has never been a full skeleton of a dinosaur ever found. So don't you think if we were just going to think that science lies completely about dinosaurs, that they would fake the complete skeleton? So the fact that they don't tells me that what they're finding are animal bones. They're not as old as they say, and that's why they don't allow them to be carbon dated, because carbon dating would bring them back to within 30, 40,000 years. So that's my opinion, is that the reason they don't allow you to date those bones is because they existed less than 30,000, 40,000 years ago. In that case, are they dinosaurs? Well, it depends on what you mean by dinosaurs. Do you mean exactly the ones they depict in the images and stuff? No, I don't believe that those dinosaurs existed. But to just think that there was no such thing as big animals? I mean, did you know that animals like some mammals never stop growing, like a kangaroo? So let's look at a kangaroo skull real quick. Okay, this is a kangaroo skull. Does that look like anything to you? Let's look at a T-Rex skull. So now am I saying that kangaroos, ancient kangaroos, are T-Rex? No, but what I'm saying is there's animals that exist today that don't stop growing. Their bones don't stop growing with age. And if that exists, then how can you say that there wasn't animals before? Who knows what they've done with those bones they find? Maybe they try and make them into bigger animals, and that's why we're missing bones. Who knows? Anyway, the point of that is you're free to your own beliefs about whether or not dinosaurs existed. But I don't see a reason why it's a big deal other than it clearly isn't something 67 million years ago. Clearly they can't date things that far. Clearly there's animal bones that have been found. Clearly they talked about dragons years ago. There's even reports of them finding them, all throughout history. Even in the future, in the past that's close. Like say 500 years ago. Of course they tell you that no dinosaur was ever found until I think it's middle of 1800s. But there's actually reports of dragon bones being found before that. So are those dinosaurs? Well, of course, that's what they would have thought they were. So I don't see the big deal. It's not important to worry about. And the whole point of this is, if I believe that dinosaurs existed and you don't, who cares? What difference does that make? My research, my evidence has led me to believe that there were big animals before us, before humankind even, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 years ago. And it happens to be that if you date these bones, some of them have soft tissue in them. And if you date the soft tissue, it comes back at less than 30,000 years old. So science says no way. And the reason that guy brought up Mark Armitage is because he was fired after discovering a dinosaur bone with preserved flexible soft tissue. And he wrote an article about it to a peer-reviewed journal, and it wasn't allowed. And California State University refused to allow him to discuss his findings at all. And then when he tried to bring it up in class one time, they fired him. And so if you believe dinosaurs never existed, that's fine. But it just depends on how you define dinosaurs. If I find a skeleton of an old reptile, is that a dinosaur? In my opinion, I guess it would be. Now, if you're talking about, let's actually look at dinosaurs here, just for fun. And if you're talking about these ridiculous children creations or creations for children, let's look at this image here. Okay, did any of these dinosaurs exist? No. Sorry, I don't believe that this thing existed. These are all for children, and I don't think this thing existed. They just look ridiculous. They're not even, there's really no animals that look like this with pointless nonsense going on in their bodies. But again, can I say for sure? No, it's just I don't pay any attention to them. It's not important to me. To me, it's just all part of a story that they want to tell. It's to scare you. Are exactly what I say the issue is at 2:20, but it does no good to even discuss it. People are too blinded by lies to see the truth. Well, I will continue on as I have since day one. I speak my opinion and reality as I see it. You're free to have your beliefs. I'm free to have mine. And what I mean by that is the same as I've always said. From day one, I have simply voiced my opinion of how I see things, and that's all that I do. And so I will continue doing that. Nothing will change that. I'm not going to change my content based on what others say, nor am I going to change my content based on what comments say. But I do still see the importance of pointing them out. I don't know why I hear birds chirping. Maybe it's just me. You don't hear birds? Weird. All right, let's continue on from there. You'll see there's 6 replies to that comment. One good one here. Somebody cursing me out. Yeah, you Illuminati F. I'm 70 years old. I don't know something. I don't know what they're talking about. Infinite Plane Society commented back. I don't understand why you even allow comments or votes on any of your videos. Well, and I see the point of that is because I don't either. To tell you the honest truth, I think people like to comment on videos, and I think it's good to give them a forum where they can do that. The votes, I just don't turn that stuff off because I don't see a problem. It tells me what people think of my video. If I had this off, maybe I wouldn't know what the thumbs up, thumbs down are. This tells me people have an issue with this video, which is disappointing. And that's why I listened back to it and I thought, okay, what did I say wrong here? And I stand behind every word. And I think that it was a quality conversation with two people that are flat earthers. So that's why I had to do this video, because I don't see, this is disappointing to me. So continue down. This one says, yeah, Jaren, make it like IPS and forbid anyone to go out of the scope of his agenda. Just give out wrenches, delete comments, and act like a dictator working as slaves for money. Again, people are free to their own opinion. In my opinion, it is absolutely okay for IPS to do whatever he wants on his channel. Who are you to say what he can or can't do? That's my opinion. So if you've got a problem with something I do on my channel, then bring that forward. But to say, yeah, Jaren, make it like IPS, forbid people. I never done that. So you're wasting your time by even typing on the comment section here. Let's look at the next comment here. Earth is flat, space is fake, and dinosaurs never existed. Have a good day. Then you'll see a bunch of comments that exist after that. You forgot about the nuke hoax, the meteorite hoax.
Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another live video for you today. Going to be a quick one. Hopefully it will be just about an hour, and then I'll be getting ready for Raw, where you can find, or you can join Miss and I free, like every Monday, 6 p.m. on truthfrequencyradio.com, where we will be the current reigning and undisputed #1 show on TFR on Monday nights from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific, 9 to midnight Eastern. So join me there tonight if you like, and if not, no big deal. Either way, up to you. So why am I doing this video today? We're going to be going through some recent comments on my channel, and just going to discuss some of them. And many people might be asking, why would you even discuss comments? Well, I think it gives me a chance to show some various people's opinions and then tell you mine. And that's basically all it is. As always, the following, everything I say from here on out, is an opinion, my opinion. And I'm free to my opinion just as you are free to yours. So I'm allowed to discuss why I'm disappointed in some people's opinions or comments, just as they're disappointed in whatever I'm doing. But we will discuss here what exactly it is that they're so disappointed in. So let's jump on over there. 1 second. Make sure we're on the right video. Yep. All right. So we're going to be starting off at my recent video. I call in to the Infinite Plane Society live show, IPS and Jeranism. So this was the other day. I basically was listening to IPS's show, called in to talk to him, and we had a little conversation. And I thought it was very good. Covered lots of topics, and obviously the same is not true of people who were watching. As you can see here, let's take a look at the thumbs up, thumbs down. 350 thumbs up to 135 thumbs down. So that's even a less than a 3-to-1 ratio. So let's see what some of these comments are and see if they're well-founded or not. So let's see here. First one is the one that I pinned myself that just says, the thumbs up and thumbs down here, before humans were all over the earth. That's another thing we'll look at real quick just to show you how many animals there can exist on this earth. And we'll even look at the flat earth map and look at it. 1 second. I'm going to bring this up. And where's this one? Okay. All right, so we're looking at the flat earth map here. And you'll see I put a red line around the equator. Okay, so there's a red line circling the equator. And that line, if we had humans line up and we held hands. Okay, so we all held hands, we line up. Let's say there's 6.3 billion of us. We line up, we all hold hands. The line would go around the earth like that one time. Okay, it would actually go around 50 something times, 56 times, I believe. But imagine that each human only takes up 2.5 feet. So if you were to think about it, times that 56, that's only 100 and something feet. So figure that red line that I drew is less than 100 feet, obviously. Think of how tiny 100 feet would be on this map. And then realize that all the humans could line up in less than that red line. So I don't know if I'm making any sense, but if you picture all the humans on Earth lined up holding hands, that every one of them on Earth would fit in much less than just that red line. I don't mean inside of it, I mean that actual red line. Okay, so there's a lot of room for animals to grow, and there was, when there was a billion people on Earth, then there would have been animals that would have grown quite large. And humans are very smart, so if there's a large T-Rex-like animal, and I don't even believe in T-Rex, but if there's a large animal, like a lizard, something like that, and it's posing a threat on humans, it would have been very easy for humans to get in a group of 10, say, you hide in that tree, you hide in that tree, you hide in that tree, I'll bait them in here, we'll shoot them with arrows and kill them. So those animals are no longer here. Are they dinosaurs? Well, it depends what you think of dinosaurs as. I think of them as being large animals who lived a couple thousand years ago. That's my opinion of dinosaurs. So just commenting on that, let's go back to the browser. So again, before somebody says Jaren thinks that T-Rexes used to be kangaroos, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying animals that look very similar to bones that they've found of dinosaurs exist now that don't stop growing. So why would we ever assume that in the past there wasn't such thing? I think that go look up some of the crocodiles that exist now. They're gigantic. And if you just think of these animals not being endangered by humans at all, say 20,000 years ago, well, then they would grow very large and people might consider them dinosaurs. Another thing, the fact that they